I always told myself that I was a classic fan or an original fan until something had happened to me not too long ago. Every time I heard a new Pokemon game coming out, I would get mad. I never liked the new Pokemon that always came out, most of the time. I won't buy new games of Pokemon until a few years when the game turned old and cheaper. Only buy the game so I could know all the new Pokemon and not sound like a noob to everyone. I would say that my favorite generation was the second one and my least favorite was the third generation. But everything changed when I saw the game Black and White. Pokemon White was the first game that I bought when it first came out. I was told these games were going to change Pokemon forever, so I had to get it, but unfortunately I didn't have enough money to buy a new game. I decided to buy a used game when everyone else bought new games. I remember when I first bought the game. I went to the front desk at the GameStop, and asked if there were any used games of Pokemon White. He said I was in luck because there was only one few left. I bought the game, and the game was put inside a small plastic bag. The guy then asked me, "Are you happy about this game?" I asked him, "No, not really. I don't like it when they make new Pokemon." I saw the guy frown. "Yeah, I know how you feel." After that, I was taken back home and took out my usual DS. I opened the box to the used new game. The game was in bad shape. It had a lot of scratch marks on it, and the sticker was ripped off. I thought it wasn't going to work, but it did. I turned the game on and saw the opening game screen. First, I saw the Game Freak logo with shooting stars and thought it looked very cool. I'm not used to used to new graphics. I still play Fire Red and Silver when I can. I was amazed to see that video where Little N was giving crown, but I still felt a little disappointed that Pokemon really did change. I didn't notice at first, but the video loaded more slowly than normal. Next, I was taken to the title screen. When I first noticed there was no name on the title screen, I thought this game was used. Perhaps the person deleted their game file or the file was corrupted and got deleted. It was strange to think that because the game was brand new and didn't have any glitches like Pokemon Red and Blue. Maybe the last person's game file got deleted by using Action Replay too much. I pushed the new game button and my adventure was going to start. Everything started as normal. I needed to pick a name and a gender. I always picked the girl, but I decided to be different this time. Since this is changing games of Pokemon, I picked the boy gender this time. And I named myself after Red, my favorite character in Pokemon history. Then everything happened at my house when I first noticed that I couldn't name my rivals. And there were two of them. They really did change everything. They even talked in bubbles. I then had to pick my starter Pokemon. I picked a Snivy because I always loved grass starters, and I always loved snakes, but deep inside, I missed Bulbasaur. I didn't want the Snivy. I can wait to get the National Pokedex so I can get the old Pokemon back. Even the Pokemon names were no longer capitalized. After I easily defeated my two loser rivals, I noticed something. The two would turn their bodies around and look at me too, not Red. They said nothing when they looked at me. Then they returned their conversation to Red and left my house when they destroyed it. I thought everything was normal and never noticed their weird behavior. I continued my journey until I saw M. He was telling me how he can talk to Pokemon and all his nonsense. Then he was surprised to see my Pokemon when he talked to them, of course. He had a look at me before he left Red. So I kept continuing my adventure. My rivals and N kept looking at me every time I met them. It was their normal behavior and thought nothing was going on. Eventually, I made it to the Elite Four and saw and defeat Champion. He told me to defeat him and more blah. I went up to his castle and prepared my team for the final battle with him. I bought new items, but I never trained my team any higher because I thought it was going to be an easy battle to win. I went in and he talked to me, but something was different. Your Pokemon, he told me, love you. Yeah, they always loved me. All the games said that. Pokemon will always love you no matter what you do. But he continued to talk. No. All lies. What? I yelled myself in my head. I then noticed there were some blank spots in between his words. He was trying to force himself to say this to me. This wasn't normal at all. They all hate you. He paused for a few seconds and continued to say, you always hated them, all of us. From behind and my rivals showed up. They said nothing. They only watched us and kept talking. We cannot be them. Why can't you love us? Why hate us? What did we do wrong? In walked to me, and I was forced into battle. I was surprised to see Pikachu around level 80. I never saw the old classic Pokemon in a while. I never got the National Pokedex yet. My fully evolved grass starter came out. My Pokemon was barely in the 55 level range. The Pikachu used the move Frustration and it fainted my superior in one move. Next, I sent out my Crocodile and tried to use the Earthquake on Pikachu, but the Pikachu was too fast. He used the move Frustration and fainted another of my Pokemon. What can I do now? I asked myself. Next, I sent out my trusty Mushama. I like this Pokemon because it had good defense. I was hoping the Mushama would survive the Frustration, and it would carry a quick claw and might hit the Pikachu. I looked through the bag to see if I could heal my Pokemon, but everything was gone. All my items disappeared. All I saw was a bunch of question marks inside the bag. I couldn't do anything. I returned to battle and used the move Psychic. I prayed to God the Quick Claw would work, and it did. Mushirama used Psychic but didn't affect Pikachu. What? How come? I continued to ask myself. Pikachu is an electric type, not a dark. Pikachu used Dark Pulse and my Mushama fainted in one hit. After my Mushama fainted, I sent out my Girder next. I tried to use Hammer Arm, but it was still too slow. Pikachu used Psychic and Girder was done for. I had 2 Pokemon left. I had to win this. All I had left was Unpheasant and an Audino. I took out Audino first because it had elements moves like Ice Beam and Flamethrower. I was ready to hit Pikachu, but he used another Frustration and my Audino lost. One more Pokemon was left. I sent out my bird and I quickly used Quick Attack without thinking. At last, I was able to hit Pikachu with a little damage, but then I saw it transform. It turned into Zoroark, and he used ability Illusion. Sprite of N appeared next to his Zoroark, but it looked different. The sprite was all glitched up and in different colors. N's hair had both green and black. His hat was red. I knew why he looked like that. He was trying to look like my favorite character, Red, so I can like him. No, love him. Is this what you wanted to see? Well, too bad. We can't beat them, he told me. The sprite disappeared with his Zoroark defeated my last Pokemon. Another Frustration, and I was done for. The glitched N appeared again and looked at me. He told me his last words. Why can't you love me like him? The screen turned white and I was taken back to the title screen. I saw the video of little N again. Right after the video, I saw that my game file was corrupted and got deleted. My name was gone, and I thought it was good to have a heart attack. I had betrayed N, and he made sure he told me for his last words. I never thought this would happen. I heard stories, but I never knew they were real. Never again have I played the same game again. I threw it somewhere in my room and lost it. I would never let anyone get their hands on it. I do not want them to go through what I saw. But I have learned my lesson. I learned how to love all Pokemon. I learned how to love everything now. I don't care if Pokemon were new or old. No matter what, I'm going to be happy. If any new releases are coming out, and now I decided to go back to GameStop and replay Pokemon White. This time I made sure that the game was new, so it wouldn't happen to me again. So far, nothing has happened to me yet, but something will never change. I will no longer look at N normal again. He will always haunt me.